Christmas shopping yet, but he's next to Azania Stewart, who had it all wrapped up weeks ago.
That is absolute slander, by the way. It should be right every other year. But Santa gets all the presents anyway. It's Cheshire Phoenix against Newcastle Eagles, hoping to serve us up a Christmas treat here. Azania, I believe you are well prepared, but this should be a good game.
Yes, I am, and it's going to be a Christmas treat. I think this is going to be a wonderful game. And, you know, Cheshire's coming off that loss of London. They played them so tough, but they're going to be very disappointed and want to get their back.
Well, let's have a look at the starting lineups for today's game, starting with the Cheshire Phoenix, and we're very familiar now with how they like to roll. They're in a rhythm, and this is the starting five that Ben Thomas likes to use every week. Plenty of depth coming off the bench as well to beat you in different ways. At the other end of the floor, there is a change in the Newcastle starting lineup. Jordan Johnson will be coming off the bench for the first time, and Larry Austin Jr., the former Cheshire Phoenix star, into the starting line for him. Very thin on the bench with the injury issues that they have, the Newcastle Eagles. Well, one guy who I think has gone under the radar in all of this Cheshire performance in the course of this season, Ethan Shargwell.
Well, I think you're right about that. 12 points there. And I think the reason why is because you've got Maceo Jack, you've got an Aaron Rye, but he's just missed the consistency for me. And it's a guy that you've picked out this game, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Well, he better play well now. But at the other end of the floor, one guy they're very familiar with around these parts, Larry Austin Jr.
Yes, he's back to his old team where he was last season. He also was coming off a double technical, Dan, in that loss versus Bristol. He lost his head, and so did the team. They need to bounce back, not only him, but them as a squad.
Well, we're not far away from opening tip here at Ellesmere Port. Santa is here. He's dishing out the presents, and we'll have the game right after this.
Referees tonight, we have
Welcome back to Cheshire, where it's been another successful month. They've got the Player of the Month again. They've got the Coach of the Month again, Azania.
Yes, this is the second time that Coach Ben has won it. Congratulations to him.
And Quincy Rideau joining Aaron Rye as one of the winners of the Player of the Month. And we're ready to get things underway. Taj Green and Ethan Shargwell standing mid-court and ready for the jump ball. And we are underway, and it goes back to last month's Player of the Month, LaQuincy Rideau. Shagwar. Shoves it back out to Rye. Skylar White trying to create some room. Tough shot. Rims out. Green. Here's McGill round the high screen from Defoe. Back to Darius Defoe from 18 feet. Rebound, Taj Green.
Lady, get out of the way. It's in fact, it's an elf with gifts.
Here's Shagwar for 3. I know that's not happened to me in my 25 years of British basketball commentary.
The Christmas elf has walked through our camera shot.
Yeah.
Well, lucky it's Christmas.
Darius Defoe trying to draw a foul, but Rideau with the steal. White. Right. Foul called off the ball on the far side. It's Darius Defoe whose number is shown to the table. He's not happy because he's pointing to the other end of the floor going, what about that one, ref? I was fouled at the other end.
Yeah.
You just see him and Rideau bumping and banging. And a little too much for the referee's liking. Rideau fires up the 3, that's short.
Well, nobody wants the score yet.
No. Football game, isn't it? 0-0. Here's Rideau with another steal. Oh, he's blown that, but there's Shagwar to put it back in for the and 1.
There we are. Guy he wanted to highlight. And Rideau steals the ball here. Maybe he was a little bit worried about McGill. He did a very good job to come over with the foul called. And we'll go to the line.
Well, he leads the league in steals. He's already got 2 here in the first 2 minutes.
I must say I really do like Cheshire Phoenix. I think they have a lot of firepower. You know, who are you going to stop? Is it Maceo Jack? Is it Rideau? There's so many offensive threats. And, you know, Skylar White is also a hard matchup with his height and his shooting ability. But what I do love the most about Cheshire is their defensive effort.
Gill trying to break down that defense at the moment. Goes to Defoe. Behind the backboard, tries to, oh, it's come off White. And slightly fortunate one there. Well, Cheshire, late on Friday night, looked like they might be pulling off the upset against the London Lions, but the 4th quarter got away from them.
Yeah, they let them score 37 points in that 4th quarter, London Lions.
They'd be frustrated with that, but the boys from down the road are doing something similar down in London. The Giants are up big against the London Lions in the 4th quarter in the Copper Box. We'll keep an eye on that one. I'll let you have the result as it comes through. And there's Shagwar again. He can't convert from close range. Austin in transition. They've seen that an awful lot here at the Ellesmere Port Sport Village.
That was quick and beautiful. Made his way into the starting lineup.
Well, there's a confirmation of the latest. That is the 4th quarter. There is 7 minutes to go in that game, and the Giants are leading it by 12. Ben Thomas chatting through his thoughts with his players there as Maceo Jack goes to the free throw line. And he can't convert. McGill up top to Defoe. Defoe under pressure. Rye in transition. Jack in the corner. A little short. Austin with the rebound. Nice pass. Ward Hibbett underneath, lays it in.
Austin Jr. made his way into the starting lineup. Beautiful full court layup and then a dime to Josh Ward Hibbett. Great minutes from him.
Well, we're talking about the thinness on the bench because of the injuries as Rideau goes in, but obviously Whitfield picking up 2 fouls early on means that Lord Hibbert's in early and they haven't really got a lot of room to work with. Here's McGill. Corner 3 knocks it down.
McGill's having a good month of December. He's been playing
I guess
very well.
the good thing from, if you're one of the guys who is available, you're thinking, I'm playing 30-something minutes today, I'm not getting taken out. White replies with 3 of his own. There's Austin. Inside to Green, who thought was going to go up there. Of course, Green, a former Manchester player. I don't think he'd be too popular around these parts, but he goes to work inside.
Nice. Nice finesse, and Coach Mark Strudel there giving him a little, that's a good job.
Rideau around the screen, now has Defoe in front of him. He's looking to attack. Goes to the spin. Outside to White, who knocks down the 3.
Told you, the problem. Something he's worked on all summer. Skylar White, Coach Gary Maitland doing extra work.
Green trying to give him 3 back. It doesn't go. It's over the head off the mark from Charbot. Here's McGill. McGill for 3 off the mark, rebound right. Here's Rye spinning, that's a travel. And, well, it's exploded into life, this game. 13 points to 11 the score, 4:35 on the first. Timeout call, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Cheshire. He's nominally a big man, Skylar White, but this is where he makes his money, out on the 3-point line, knocking down the triples. He's taken almost 3 times as many threes as he has twos.
Well,
and that's why it's tough to guard.
Yeah, nightmare, because if you've got a shorter guy on him, he's going to shoot over you or take him in the post. A bigger guy, he can, put the ball on the floor, and that step back he loves.
Here's McGill. Rattles into.
Wonderful shot by McGill. I feel like he also has been playing solid this season.
Oh, here's Christian looking to back down Johnson, coming off the bench for the first time this season. Here's Larry Austin, who is into the starting lineup. He's going straight to the basket, followed by Delpesh, who lays it in.
When are they going to figure that out by Austin Jr.? You have to pick him up.
Well, you'd think if anybody would know, it would be Ben Thomas. You know the scout report. Did Johnson get a piece of that?
So. There we go. Slow down Austin Jr.
McGill, top of the key. He's feeling it early here. Ricky McGill.
He's been playing. I'm gonna put a little something in the air for him for Player of the Month in December.
Still a little while to go. Gone early. Oh, nice rebound, but it's ended up in Josh Ward-Hibbert's hands. Here's Johnson in transition. Drops it off to Ward-Hibbert down the middle. Collision between Rideau and Jordan Johnson. They're both quickly back to their feet.
There we go. Two bulldozers hitting into each other.
Well, they both sort of bounce, don't they, when they go through the lane. They're both used to that sort of contact. And, they all seem happy, so we're back underway. Tipped loose, but they still have the ball. Rideau from behind the arc, rims out, right with the offensive rebound. Stolen, not quite, by Austin, who himself is pretty good when it comes to robbing it from the passing lanes.
But Phoenix doing a good job getting extra possessions on the offensive end.
And that one has a friendly bounce and drops for Stevens.
Sorry, when you get 3 offensive rebounds.
Yep. Delpesh. Oof. Landed awkwardly there as White gave him a little bump on the offensive rebound.
Here we go. As Delpesh goes up.
Wolf is coming in. Skylar White sitting down. Rideau as well. Johnson in the corner. Well, there wasn't much space, but enough for him to get the 3 away.
Yeah. Coming off a great game also the last game. He has just been so solid. Really the engine for Newcastle.
Kristen throws it out of bounds. Confusion between him and Holden.
You know, Newcastle sitting in 6th position in the table in the British Basketball League. They're 6-6 and struggled at times. Obviously now they've got a few injuries. But Mark does such a good job with his guys. They do have the potential to be, you know, a team
Ward-Hibbert strong to the glass.
that pushes late in the playoffs in May.
Ward-Hibbert with the steal. Oh, but he blows the layup. Here's Ulf. Oh, David Ulf gets it back. He's blocked at the second attempt, but he will go to line. Well, that's unfamiliar territory there for David Ulf, but he made the most of it.
He gets hit. Look at this. Rye hands it to him down the paint. And then gets sandwiched by Taj Green.
Well, Manchester's still ahead down at the Copper Box. There's less than 3 minutes to play.
Yeah, London 68. Manchester 76.
It's the 68 that's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
London just can't seem to put the ball in the basket with all the offensive talent they have.
They did play on Friday as well.
Yeah. Well, David Ulf does a lot of things well. Free throw shooting probably not among them. Delpesh. Well, he was looking for some options and couldn't find any, so he had to shoot it himself. And it's a foul on the rebound, and It's gone against Kristen, who wasn't quite sure. You're saying he came over my back. How have I got the foul?
Let's have a look.
He's got his hand on it. The foul wasn't on the rebound. It was on the little flick away there. The referee's called it, which is why it's shooting.
This is the free throw.
Green makes the second, stretches Newcastle's lead to 6 with a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Oh, Stevens nearly lost it. Holden. Ulf sets the screen, rolls to the basket. Back out to Holden, shot clock getting low. Home fans counting it down, Holden with the hook. Delpesh does well to pull in that rebound.
Well done. Great defensive possession there by Newcastle.
McGill dancing, spins it up off the glass.
Dancing indeed. Beautiful description for that move.
9 points he's got in total. They can run this almost down to the buzzer here, Cheshire. Stevens turns the corner. Kristen attacks the rim. And it's an offensive foul is the call. Delpesh taking the charge.
Look at this.
Just gets his feet outside the no charge circle as the man's in the air. It's good defense there from Delpesh.
Wonderful, and takes a knee to the chest.
Quick inbound to Ward Hibbert. They've got a foul to give, so that won't be free throws, but Ulf is okay.
Just looks like bowling out here. Everyone's
There's a lot of guys hitting
Yeah.
the deck, and
they're just
bowling
running
pins
people
all
over.
over.
Yeah, look at this. Boom.
he nearly took Neil McKelvey out as well, the referee. McGill from miles out, knocks down the three. What a first quarter from Ricky McGill. He's got 12 points and he's given his team an 11-point lead. That is the end of the first quarter here. We'll have the second when we return. Welcome back to the Cheshire Oaks Arena, where Ricky McGill did this on the first quarter buzzer to cap a great opening period for him. 12 points, and he played the whole of the quarter, or as it says on the stats, 9 minutes and 60 seconds, which is an interesting way of putting it.
The whole first quarter, wonderful moment for him, and he'll take a rest and hit the bench.
Johnson finding a way through the lane. There didn't look to be any space, and then he just emerges and he takes the contact, so he shoot two.
Here it is, and this is what he plays for. He loves the contact. Johnson literally sometimes will stop mid-dribble or in the air, wait for the bump, and then finish.
Stretching Newcastle's lead to 12 and potentially 13 here. And here's Rideau. Kicked out, doesn't get it over Taj Green, who deflects it away. Johnson pulls up the three, stares it down. It didn't quite have enough, and it's nice work from Delpesh. He's unable to keep it in bounds, but it's good hustle.
We struggle with that quick early shot in the offense. You better make it. I used to give my shooters at least one of those. If you make it, then you can have one more.
Okay.
But if you don't make it, that's enough.
There we go.
Because the defense, the offense haven't got enough time to rebound that shot.
You don't want the wrath of Azania, that's for sure. Here's Ulf. Oh, nice work down the lane on the roll. Good finish. It's out to Delpesh. Austin off the mark. Delpesh landing hard.
Yeah, that's like the third time Delpesh has hit the deck. He's going to need
get the ice bath
an ice
ready.
Bath and a massage, yep. Look at this.
Those are. I remember doing that once and having a bruise that was about a foot and a half long all the way around my head. It was unbelievable. Never seen anything quite like it. It was about that point where I thought, you know what, I'm probably getting too old for this thing now. It'd be an end-line ball. It's into Taj Green, thought about the three. Johnson, that's a nice pass. Green, late in the shot clock. Needs to go to work. Gets it away. Foul called on the rebound. It's on Holden. Much to the displeasure of the locals. He looks a little frustrated as well.
I think so. Here's Taj Green. He knew he had to get it up.
Has he got hold of Austin, maybe? Here's Ward Hibbert for three. Knocks it down and stretches the Newcastle lead out to 14.
Josh Ward Hibbert, his shot has such a huge rainbow on it.
Rideau for three. Rims out, and Austin can't quite get two hands on that. That'll go out of bounds for a Cheshire possession.
Well, just a quick one, Dan. London Lions and Manchester 1-point game, 5.6 seconds.
Well, London have reeled it back. Can they get it all the way back? That is the question. Could be a good day for Caledonia, couldn't it? If London get beat and Cheshire here down 14, and they already won today. Great block from Jack. Here he is at the other end. Oh, not quite. Nice rebound again from Delpesh. Here's Austin pushing hard, lobs it up to Green, but a little too high. Delpesh keeps it alive, though. Oh, Josh Ward, Heber, beautiful.
Yes. Timeout, Cheshire, because
they're basically doubled up here. 17 points to 33.
look at this. Handle through the legs, crossover, step back, high arcing shot, nothing but net, and splashes it in.
Well, a perfect start, really, for the Newcastle Eagles over the first 12 or so minutes.
Yeah, it started with McGill, didn't it?
Yeah.
He was incredible.
The problem is 33 points is too many to give up in that time, and 17 is not enough to score in that time, so it's the worst of both worlds. Frank Thomas obviously won 2 Coach of the Month, so...
Hey, we've got to start picking up full ball. We're 16 points down. Right, this can't get any higher, so we've got to start pressing the ball. Hey, no, first possession right now.
Yeah.
Let's go
It's
forward.
basically said, all right, that's the high water mark, isn't it? You can't let this go any further.
Yeah, and he said that we're going to start pressing full court, making it a little difficult for Newcastle, especially an Austin Jr. and, you know, Johnson, who love to get that momentum and speed and power in a full court situation. So they're under the pump. They want to chip away at this lead.
Well, if you are going to get 16 down, it's better to do it early in the game than late. Gives you the most time to recover.
It's that little full court press, slowing them down. No, excuse me, no, Newcastle into a zone.
Into a zone, yeah.
2-3, maybe into a man.
Here we go. Cross court to Skylar White, looking for another 3. That one's off the iron. Larry Austin Jr. with the rebound. Delpesh running the floor with the dribble. That's not his best skill. Ooh, little bobble there, and Rye will run it back. Here's Jordan Johnson. Well, they've gone to overtime down in London. Jordan Taylor with a 3 on the buzzer. He did it the other week as well. He's done from virtually the same spot. Was it a European game?
Yeah.
He did it the other week, but he's done it again and sent the
Gosh.
London Lions to overtime from a potentially losing position.
London Lions was up, excuse me, Manchester, I think we're up 7 with a minute and a half, and you said, hey, don't call it yet, you were right.
Here's Johnson all the way to the rim. And, well, Cheshire have to be better defensively than that.
100%. I spoke about Johnson and Austin Jr. loving that, getting their speed up.
Here's Skylar White for 3. Knocks down another. Skylar White hits his 3rd triple of the game.
Another timeout. I knew this was going to be a good game. Both games, it's been quite a lovely day, Sunday fun day. They call it that for a reason.
Well, just watching that replay there, I'm not sure quite where Jordan Johnson was going, because I mentioned the numbers earlier. Skylar White is a popper, not a roller.
Yes.
On the old
on the scout
on
sheet.
the screen.
Yep.
It's very much a pick and pop and not a pick and roll. Skylar White has taken 100, coming into this game, 165 shots this season. 120 of them have been 3s.
Out of timeout here, we're in 3 down, 1 possession, okay? Let me have JJ setting it, okay? Let me have Rick here. Let me have Mal, sorry JJ here, Taj and Josh, okay, this way.
All right, JJ, you're going to hit here, Mount setting it. JJ, you're going all the way through, okay? Good cross screen. If there's nothing there for Josh on the reversal, Taj and Mount, you're in staggers for JJ, okay? Regular 3 down coming out, okay? Yeah, we're good to go. Hey, our run, man, let's go, let's go.
There you have it. That was a nice shot. Thank you, cameraman. We were basically in that timeout. Mark Schudel drawing that play up, multiple actions looking. I heard a double stagger screen for JJ and also a first screen, a back screen. So we'll see how well they execute this. We've got to look in.
That was an interesting stat there as well. We talked about Newcastle's lack of depth, and yet they've got all the bench points in Cheshire haven't.
Let's have a look at this. Should be a stagger for Taylor.
Jordan Johnson.
Sorry.
There you go. He was still in London hitting that 3.
Yeah.
Here he is. Well, I don't know where the screens have gone, and that's a kickball, so they'll reset the shot clock.
Yeah, sorry. There was supposed to be a stagger down for him coming off of that. Even I got hold of that. Let's have a look. And good job by Skylar White just saying no. Play a bit of football.
Want to give up those points. Ward Hibbert in the corner. That was option number 1 as well. Here's McGill. Not quite. Jack is White again. He's knocked down his 4-3 of the game. 4 of 5.
Set.
Well, McGill's done well to keep possession there. It looked like a turnover. McGill stumbling, finds Green, the opposite corner. 1 rebound comes down to Rideau. Rideau down the lane, drops it in for 2, and here comes Cheshire.
Easy when he has that mismatch of speed versus Taj Green. Attack those knees.
Johnson back on for the 3. Rideau with the quick outlet. Just a little ahead of EJ Stevens. Couldn't quite pull it in. 27-35 to score here. 4:46 to go. Timeout call. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cheshire. This has just happened down in London. Jordan Taylor forces overtime on the buzzer. He gets them an extra 5 minutes, and London making the most of that extra 5 minutes. They now lead by 4. So could they dodge 2 Northwestern bullets in the same weekend? They were down double figures going into the 4th against Cheshire on Friday, and they came back to win, and they were in a big hole with a minute or so to go against Manchester, but they're up in overtime. Here is Ward Hibbert, rebound by Austin, knocked loose by Rideau, throws it down court, numbers here, and they're giving it up for the easy jam.
Good job. Way to share the ball. Right, could have shot that.
And that's got the crowd up here. It's definitely got louder in the last couple of minutes as Cheshire start to reel in their visitors. McGill strings the three. They needed that. He's up to 15.
Yeah, he's just been waiting on the bench again, and he's back in the game. Feeling it.
Rideau right down the lane, too strong. Jack can't tip it home. And somehow Cheshire failed to get the scoreboard ticking. Johnson pushing hard, drops it off to Green, traveled with it. Just shifting his feet before he put the ball on the floor.
Here it comes. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's one of them where if he goes straight up, it's not a travel, but the fact that he then stops and dribbles the ball. Jack doesn't go. Jack is there to clean up his own miss.
Stay with it. Jumping Jack. Wonderful by him.
Austin. Straight through the middle, Larry Austin Jr.
Tough, Dan. That's really tough. But there, he had that double screen at the top. Right down the guts, down the middle.
Well, he knows his way to these baskets so well, having played here the last couple of years. Is right in the corner, and Ryan was halfway down court. As soon as he left his hands, he knew that was in.
Yeah, he was just camping out in that corner, wasn't he?
McGill, deep one. Not this time. Rideau backs away, sizing up his options. White offers the screen if he wants it. Takes that screen, he gets the switch. Shot goes up. It's in, is it? Yes, it is. It had a good thing, but it dropped in.
Hit every part of the rim, Dan.
His first made three of the game, and Skylar White's second goal-saving tackle.
Yeah, but look at this. This is what's so strong, because they had that little pick as he shoots this between Skylar White and Rideau. Who do you guard? You know, you had Taj Green switch, and if you don't, you also have Skylar waiting. Yeah, his favorite spot at the three-point line.
Ben Thomas sorts out the advertising boards for us.
I think Ben Thomas has their offense in such a lovely, positive, you know, move. Who do you go to? Who do you guard? Who do you stop?
Well, they've left Taj Green absolutely wide open. He's made them pay.
Taj Green said, hey, you better stop me too.
Right, has Larry Austin on his back. Gets more, great block from McGill. Coming with the help. Austin tipped by Green, and he gets it the second attempt. And that'll be a foul, I think, against Rideau. This is McGill at the defensive end, just helping his teammate out.
Yeah, and Austin Jr. doing what he does best. Look at this, when he's in full speed. And then he just puts it on the rim, enough for Taj Green to go up and get it.
Cheshire over the limit, so it'll be 2 free throws here for Green. Newcastle led this one by as many as 16, but it's down to 7. There's Les and the Oota Town Army. Oota.
Got some real hardcore, dedicated fans. both. There they are.
Well, there's never a Newcastle game going on that less is now, to be fair. Wherever in Europe this year as well. Full time from the copper box. And the London Lions pull it out of the bag in the end, 99-91 in overtime. And with about a minute to go, they looked all set for defeat in regulation. Here's Jack for three, and he knocks it down.
Wonderful answer. Phoenix now down 5.
Just a bit of perspiration on the floor. They're wiping up, which gives us the chance to have another look at this one from Maceo. Jack sells the head fake, resets himself, and he shoots the 3 ball as pretty as anybody in the league, to be honest with you. Shoots at 42% as well, which is a really good clip given the volume of threes that he shoots. Into the final minute, Newcastle by 5 with the ball. Johnson round the high screen. Phil backs out, can't convert. White with the rebound.
Rebound, here they come.
Oh, he got in 2 minds there, didn't he?
Yeah.
As to whether to give it to Jack or Stevens, and in the end it was a little behind him. Should be an offense apiece left in this first half. It's whizzed by, really.
Quick.
Johnson back out to Green. Nice pass, and Austin cutting his way to the hole.
Lovely teamwork between them two.
Cheshire trying to cut it to 5 or maybe 4. Rye, extra pass is Jack, and he's fouled at the end of the shot clock. That is Newcastle's first foul of the quarter. Some ironic cheers from the home faithful. And Coach Ben Thomas is going to call a timeout to draw up a play here with 1.8 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think it's a good timeout. Use it or lose it, but with there are multiple looks. Here's Green's little dish off to Austin Jr. with 6.5 rebounds. There's always multiple looks. So each guy has a look at and options, especially on an out-of-bounds play.
I think Rye was flaring to the corner and White pops out. Wouldn't be surprised if Jack is an option as well. There's White. He's got time for the head fake and reset. Well, that's perfectly executed, but not finished is the only problem with that from a Cheshire point of view. But Mark Stukel will take a 7-point lead into the halftime break when Thomas's team were down by as many as 16, but have recovered slightly. Azania and I will break it all down right after this break. Welcome back to our coverage of the British Basketball League. Here is Zania Stewart and Daniel Routledge with you. And Zania, Newcastle really started that game well, built up a big lead, but Cheshire just chipping away at them.
Yeah, I think McGill for Manchester started fantastically. You know, he came out strong, but then from that timeout, you saw Ben Thomas say, hey, no more, let's pick up our defense, and that's what they did.
Well, let's take a look at the numbers from the first half in that one, and both teams able to connect from behind the arc. I suppose the one real difference is a couple more twos for the Newcastle Eagles, and the Eagles doing a good job on the glass as well.
Yeah, and then the turnovers, though, for Phoenix, if they can just clean it up, 8-4. And but really, for me, I felt like Newcastle had the momentum, especially on the road. Both Austin Jr. playing very well, and also then McGill.
Well, you think the 4 turnovers. Rideau had 2 steals in the first minute of the game, didn't he? So Newcastle did a good job of looking after the ball after this, of course. And, well, we were talking about Larry Austin because he's coming back to his old team. We've seen little glimpses of it, but really it's been Ricky McGill that was doing the damage in the first half.
Yeah, 15 points. He's 6 from 9 from the floor, but Skylar White said, hey, not at my house. I'll light up the 3. He's had a fair few of those too.
And that's the thing, is both these two teams can get hot from behind the arc, as we've seen over the course of the season. And I guess it's about, with Cheshire, because they've got so many weapons that play so well in this building, you've got to keep scoring with them. You can't have a slow spell, and Newcastle have managed to do that all the way through.
Yeah, and I think they've done it by sharing the ball. You know, there's no, other than McGill, you know, Taj Green has got 8 points. Josh Ward-Hibbert's done well with 7, and so has Johnson. JJ's got 7 as well. So they've shared the ball and they've been aggressive to the rim.
But Cheshire will be pleased, really, to only be down 7 at the half. I mean, they could have got all the way back, but when you're down 16, you're saying, right, we're in a decent spot here. We can wipe this out in the first couple of minutes of the second half.
I think so, and just get into the locker room, have a nice chat, and then come out in the second half and it's a new game.
Well, we've got some highlights for you. In a moment, we've got the earlier game between Surrey and Caledonia. But first, let's look back at Cheshire's previous game this weekend down in London.
New 14 for London, and ball into Decker, who throws it down.
Different style of game, so it does take some time for guys to find their groove.
Morgan for 3, splashes it. Nice pass into Ulf. Back out to Stevens. Driving inside. What a move, and what a finish by EJ Stevens. Unable to convert in transition. Here's Jack for 3, drains it. Give it to that man there, Maceo Jack, and he'll knock it down. Tariq Phillip driving to the basket, kicks it out for another 3-pointer.
And we said, you know, what a different team Cheshire are when you're able to score against them.
Oh, what a pass to Maceo Jack, who jams it in. Here comes Rye the other way. Kicks it out. Chagwa for 3, strings it. End-to-end stuff here at the copper box.
Back and forth.
Phillip puts it up, puts it in. Rebound for Rye. Rye looking to push. All the way to the hole, puts it up and in. Again, dancing through the lane. Oh, what a pass to Maceo Jack at the 45 for 3. Decker to the basket, puts it up and in. Lobbed up to Sharma, who jams it in.
A mistake from Cheshire. Are they feeling the pressure? But that's going to help.
Oh, Aaron Rye at the other end. Nelson to inbound. Oh, it's stolen away by LaQuincy Rideau. And he beats the clock and jams it in. Morgan driving to the basket. The lefty layup is good. Taylor pulls up for 3, drains the 3. Turnover by the Cheshire Phoenix. And Morgan out in transition. It's blocked, but it goes in anyway. Incredible.
No need to panic yet. They've just got to bring that energy level up again.
Here's Aaron Wright. What a move and what a finish. Ball into Chagwa. Skylar White for 3. Knocks it down. Morgan, screen from Sharma. Kicks it out to Decker. Corner 3 ball, knocks it down. And that is a massive shot. 3-pointer is up, no good. And that will do it. An incredible comeback win for the London Lions as they create separation at the top of the British Basketball League table.
Here's DeBose trying to back down. Using his size, kicks it out to Paliza, open for 3, perfect start for Caledonia. Gooden steps back, and he knocks down the 3.
Lovely answer.
Doesn't knock it down. Jamison out running the floor. He's going to try and dunk it again, and this time no mistake. Since those first couple of minutes, here's Whelan from behind the arc. Patrick Whelan, number 2 all-time in 3-point shooting percentage. Back-to-back 3s for Patrick Whelan.
Lovely, and he struggled.
Friday night,
yeah, Friday
1 for
night.
8 from 3-point
And that
range.
one came in the last quarter,
minute,
didn't it?
Yeah. There's an awful lot of at the basket and an awful lot on the one side of the floor.
Yeah.
Out to Whelan, he's already made a couple of 3s. He's flushed off the 3-point line, but he knocks it down. Ball is wrestled back by Malcolm. Here he is again. And Patrick Whelan hits his 3rd triple of the game. Well, Gooden dancing his way through the key, finds a gap.
Okay.
Lobbed towards Jamison, who's able to lay it home. Tough shot. Oh, good follow from DeBose, though. Gooden. Again, slows it down and goes high off the glass for 2.
It's difficult to rebound in the zone.
Robinson knocks down the 3. Jamison to Robinson for 3. Back-to-back 3s. They've got to go quick here, Surrey. Lawrence fires up the 3 and hits on the buzzer. Big shot from Andrew Lawrence. Oh, he's thrown it away, though. DeBose chasing it back. Will win that foot race. And it's all Caledonia. Whack down the lane, acrobatic finish. Ogundengbe for 3, banks it in. Well, they've got it over somehow, and Malcolm will have the easy job of jamming it in. That will be it. They will dribble it out. 12th win of the season for Gareth Murray and co. Patrick Whelan got them going early on with some rhythm 3s. That gave them a lead.
This is your moment to shine like the pros and show that you've got the molten unbeatable move. Show us what you got. Upload your most incredible basketball move with the hashtag unbeatable for a shot at winning some amazing prizes. The clock is ticking and the shot clock is running. Get those cameras rolling and hashtag unbeatable. Click the link in the bio for details.
Welcome back to Cheshire. Here's the results from the other games this week. Manchester with a big win over Bristol on Thursday. London just seeing off Cheshire on Friday. Leicester coming from 13 down to beat Caledonia as well on Friday. And then today, Caledonia back to winning ways. London in overtime, surviving a scare against Manchester. And Newcastle have a 7-point lead here in Ellesmere Port at the half. And, well, it could have been a little bit more for Newcastle in the early stages. The way Ricky McGill was shooting the ball in that first quarter, they had that 16-point lead. He's got 15 first-half points, Azania.
Yeah, and he had 12 points in the first quarter alone. We saw him light it up from the three-point line in multiple ways. Then he was doing it there with a nice little jump shot, got to the rim as well, little step back. He played fantastically. He's going to have to come out in the second half with that same intensity.
Well, we saw down in Surrey earlier this year, he set the season high for index rating, and he's had an excellent performance so far.
Was that 40?
It was in the 40s. I can't remember if it was 41 or 42, but it was definitely above 40.
Yeah. See, was that a December game? I think so. Why can't I pick him for the player of December?
I'm not sure it was December, actually.
Okay.
But I can check these things for you, Azania. I know you. It was a November game.
Oh.
No, wait, I'm looking at the wrong team. It was still a November day game.
All right.
Lobbed in, nice play. That's a well-executed play out of the half.
Thomas, that play's got his name all over it. Chargois, we picked him player to watch, so thanks for executing that.
Oh, here's McGill into the key, back out. Whitfield has room for three and he knocks it down.
Also, great play for Newcastle. Both teams coming out on fire in this third.
Rideau out to White, extra pass, Rye fakes the three, drives inside, and maybe should have gone up with it himself there. Tried to be unselfish. Oh, that's not a great pass, or it's not a great cut, one or the other. I think Austin's view is that Green maybe should have ran on to that one.
Actually, Austin Jr. isn't looking to pass there, really. He's going with his head down straight to the rim. Anyway, another turnover. Chance for Cheshire to cut back into this.
Rideau strong to the hole. Defoe, I think the referee pointed to his feet there to say inside the no charge circle as Whitfield fires up the three. Green on the offensive glass. Jack's going to bail out of the transition three, but White's going to let it fly. Austin drops it out to Defoe. McGill, hard off the glass, too hard, and a wedgie as the tip from Green gets stuck between the basket. I always think the player should just go to the ref. You get it down, ref.
No, not going to.
Let's see which one of the refs has the hops.
I don't think any of them do.
Yeah, my guess is none of these three.
But it was off Taj Green's little pop back.
It's probably a bit mean. You watch. One of them is going to come out and dunk it later. Here's Austin for three off the mark. Cheshire still trying to reel Newcastle in after that slow start by them offensively, but they've not quite got all the way back yet. Here's Austin in transition. Whitfield throws it right to Skylar White there. Right, long time to set his feet and knocks it down. Again, he's back playing defense before that one hits the net.
He does. He runs out of that shot. That's a good defensive stop.
Very similar three-point numbers between the two teams thus far. Here's Defoe in his comfortable mid-range jumper. Good hands from McGill, keeps it in bounds as well. Fakes it the three, goes to the scoop, and foul is called. He'll go to the line. Well, Ricky McGill first came to our attention a couple of years ago when he played for Plymouth. Slow start to his British Basketball League career, first month or two, nothing too spectacular, but as the year went on, he moved his way up the rankings in terms of his offensive output. He was in the discussion for MVP of the league that year, and I think Plymouth felt a little hard done to that he didn't win that award. They made it all the way to the semi-finals of the playoffs and knocked out. And Mark Stoodle's brought him back for a second spell here with the Newcastle Eagles. And again, we've seen at times his ability to fill it up statistically. And today's definitely been one of those days. I don't know if he's got a cut or something, has he? No, the referee went to check everything was okay, and it is. 7 of 8 from the free throw line versus 1 for 4, so 6 points difference just on free throws in a 9-point game. White front irons the three. Here's McGill with the transition, and he knocks it down.
Yep, and he points the three-pointers to his head because he is going crazy right now.
20 points for him with still 17 minutes to go in this one.
20 points, incredible.
Austin knocks it loose. Oh, a late whistle. But I think it's going to go against Larry Austin. Newcastle are off to the races.
They sure were. Look at this. Tap from behind.
Oh, Larry Austin just reminding them there used to be a guy who was king of the steals around these parts before LaQuincy Rideau. Rideau out to White. White, a rare two-point attempt from him, falls short, but they can still get points out of it. Sharkwar on the offensive glass.
Good job by Sharkwar. That ball didn't even touch the rim, I don't think.
There's Whitfield in the corner for 3, and Newcastle's lead is back out to 13.
Back and forth game this is. No one really getting any multiple stops in a row.
No, there hasn't been a ton of what we call stops. There have been some missed shots. So sure, Sharkwar has it batted away, and here's Green out in transition. Taj Green with the highlight play, and boy, did he enjoy that.
Love it. Scream. And jams it home. Look at this. Steals the ball. Long arms. Here he goes. Off to the races. Rocks the rim. Little cradle at the end. And a little lay down as well.
Well, we've seen him pull off all sorts of top 10 plays. There's another one, and Cheshire forced into a timeout here, trailing by 15.
Not here mentally. Listening.
Attack! That leads to wide open threes in transition. It's not good enough. Hey, should play the ball. Down here now. Let's go Phoenix. Okay? Q, you're on the ball. Okay, doesn't matter which side, but let's go track speed for you. Roll, remember to this corner, lift aggressively.
Well, he's clearly unhappy, and unsurprisingly, given his team are down 15, just trying to light a fire there, get them going. And we have seen them come from behind at times this season. And they'll need to do something here, but they'll need to do it fairly quickly.
Before it gets out of hand, but he says, hey, this isn't good enough. We're not here mentally. And just kind of, you know, tells his team off. And sometimes it's needed because he's completely right. But I think the energy and the wave of intensity that Newcastle has put on them.
Rideau kicks out to the corner. Well, that's the play they wanted. They got the shot they wanted, but not the result. Green sizing up Stevens and going past him. Tips it back himself. Third attempt. Can't get it to go. Eventually, Ulf brings it away. Here's Christian. That one's a little short, but Rideau is able to keep it in play. Stevens puts it on the floor, kicks out to Rideau, short on the three, and it's a quick outlet. Austin running it back, and well, they already know you don't catch Larry Austin in the open court.
Absolutely not. Good job by Newcastle.
Maceo Jack for three, yeah. He's the one who got
cussed out, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit. And there he is making a defensive play. And he was told to attack previously. He attacks this time and good things happen. Defoe not happy that the foul has gone against him, but it has. Well, Cheshire still trailing this one by 14 points here with 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Timeout call. We'll be right back.
We've got some more Adam and Lewis Henry, the twins. They have been doing number 14 today as the Preston Basketball Club. So many happy to you guys. Just those two little reminders, you're very welcome to join us after the game upstairs for a quick drink. And then, of course, we're back on the 29th for the big ball versus Giants, 7:30 Friday. But if you're down and getting tickets early, don't be disappointed. Just to remind all you should be, there'll be no autographs outside in the street tonight. There's a very straight into guys and get a shower and meet you upstairs. There's no autographs in the street, but you can get upstairs right after the game. In the meantime, we've got 13 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in this one.
Well, that last time out, Ben Thomas was talking to all of his players, but he did single out Maceo Jack and told him to be more aggressive. And he's come out of that timeout. He's hit a three. He's gone straight to the rim, being aggressive, got himself to the free throw line here. Right. That's exactly the response that you want to see out of a timeout like that.
Yeah, and from your player, you know, he knows he can be better, and that's what Ben told him. Be more aggressive, go to the rim. What are you doing? He said, don't worry, boss. Gaffer, I've got you under control, and he does.
Was it a couple of weeks ago against Leicester, where Cheshire came from a big deficit in the fourth quarter to win. So they're not unaccustomed to being behind here, although they tend to play well in this building. So it's not often a challenge for them, but they can do it. Here's one guy they have to slow down in McGill. Whitfield dumps it off, the extra pass to Green. And Green at the second attempt is able to force it home.
He's like a pogo stick.
He is, isn't he? It's
His
not
reaction,
easy, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he hits the floor, he's back up.
That second jump takes some athleticism.
Yeah, and 13 rebounds for them, offensive rebounds.
They've got 12 second chance points from those rebounds, or is it 10, sorry. But they have been able to get a little bit of action from that. As I say, when you get to around about a point, an offensive rebound, that's pretty good. Anything above that is really good. Christian drives, drops it off to Ulf. It's a little low, but Ulf is able to get some second chance points of his own.
Yeah, well done. Kind of fumbled that ball, stuck with it.
Austin. Driving in late in the shot clock, getting all the way into the chest of Ulf, but he can't convert. Delpesh with the offensive rebound. McGill for three. There's some second chance points for the Newcastle Eagles.
Yeah, McGill. Listen, he's come out on fire. 23 points. He started with that 12 in that first.
5 from 8 from three-point range. Rideau to the rim. They did need that, you're right. Rideau sneaky close to a triple-double. Oh, Green misses the putback jam. Jack slowed down. A lot of contact there for no whistle. Here's Austin running it the other way. Austin, he goes through the foul, flexes the guns for the and one.
And why not? The cameraman, thank you very much. Wonderful shot. The crowd boo him, but it is well finished. Look, takes the hit, slides into the cameraman for the money shot. Beautiful. Here we go. So good, we'll see it again.
There we go. You just make sure you got that shot. It's a red light on. It's red light. There we go. Well, they surely are booing the referees. They're not booing Larry Austin around these parts after what he did here in his career. Obviously, he was part of that trophy-winning team a couple of years ago. Really turned the team around when he joined. He didn't start the season with them, but boy,
10
boy,
points.
came in as a sixth man and just gave them all the life you could imagine off the bench.
Yep. Make it 11 and 6, and Coach Studo is losing his mind because
well, he was trying to get a
players in.
Yeah, he was trying to get a substitution in, and he couldn't quite get it.
Between Mark and Coach Rob Paternoster, they chew their chewing gum till it must disintegrate in their mouth.
He does, he does give it a good chew, to be fair.
Because it might calm the nerves.
So we go back to the end-line ball that was supposed to happen before the, well, the substitution was supposed to happen before the end-line ball. Pass deflected. Maceo Jack, oh, nearly spammed that one in from an awkward angle. Delpesh gives it to Green and knocked away by Stevens, but illegally so. And Taj Green will go to the free throw line for 2.
I really like the pace that Newcastle Eagles are playing at. As soon as they get a rebound, even if they score, they're getting the ball out and in quick and pushing it down Phoenix's neck, and that way it just puts pressure on them to have to, one, match up in transition, 2, figure out if there's any quick screens or, you know, really get them out of sync, and they're doing a great job.
Well, you would think that Cheshire would be more than comfortable at this sort of pace. The way they play, they like to go up and down. But they've only got 56 points on the board, and we're 2 minutes from the end of the third.
Well, we got to listen into that timeout, and Coach Ben Thomas said, we're not here mentally And maybe that's the reason, you know, Sunday maybe a little bit, that London Lions game, maybe, you know, still in their feelings from Friday's game that they let go, a win that they should have really had.
Well, they might end up with 2 defeats out of this weekend, which, you know, hasn't happened very often for them at all. The way they've played, they've been winning pretty much every weekend. Here's Holden in the corner for 3. Airballs it. There's Ulf on the offensive glass.
Ulf is playing well, just playing hard, not giving up on.
You know he's going to play hard.
Yeah.
If he's out there, Ulf will give you everything he's got.
Yeah, he's rebounding. He's doing really well.
Delpesh a little far out for that hook shot. Here's Rye slowing it down. Nobody slows down better than Aaron Rye. And the timeout was already called, so Newcastle didn't get a chance to get that. That's a defensive play by Mark Stukel on his own team there, because he's called a timeout and it would have been a throw out. But 1:25 to go, 14-point lead. And don't forget, coming up in January, we've got the British Basketball League Trophy.
The British Basketball League Trophy is back. The stakes are higher. The action is bigger. Here's how it all goes down. All 10 league teams are split into 2 groups of 5. The trophy games are played across 3 weekends in January, where each team plays 4 games within their group, 2 at home and 2 away. The top 2 teams from each group will go into the semi-finals. It all comes down to an epic Final Four weekend at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham on the 27th and 28th of January 2024, with back-to-back semi-finals played on the Saturday, followed by a double-header with the men's and women's finals played on the Sunday. It's time to find the 2024 Trophy champions.
Well, these 2 clubs have won the trophy more than anybody else. Ben Thomas has been in the final the last couple of seasons. Cheshire have won the trophy 5 times, Newcastle 7 times. And those 2 will be vying it out to try and get themselves to Birmingham at the end of January.
I can't wait for that. I think that's going to be incredible.
Oh, stolen away by Rye. Running it back. That's a goaltender that goes in anyway, so it doesn't matter. Basket is good, and Cheshire have got it down to 12. They get it to single figures here before the 4th quarter.
Yep.
Gives them a shot at it.
I think so.
Here's McGill, who's been the main protagonist for Newcastle. He's got 1/3 of his team's points. Oh, tried to thread the needle to Delpesh, but maybe a little too much zip on it.
Read a lovely article actually about Aaron Rye. About he went to school as a neuroscience, right?
Yeah, was that your major as well?
Absolutely not.
Just checking.
But he just spoke about that. He relates it with basketball as well. I thought that was very interesting. I'll tell you why after this.
Rim's out. Ivy League educated. He's going to have some second career, isn't he? Delpesh misses the jam. Stolen away by Austin. Can he get the ball? He can. And he'll lay it in for 2.
Could have been a foul, to be honest.
Well, last play here of the 3rd quarter. Cheshire back down 14 again. Right. Taking it down, Austin chasing him. Ulf with the roll, extra pass. Stevens in the corner for 3, doesn't go. And Stevens does not get that way in time. And the Newcastle Eagles with a 14-point lead. Larry Austin on his old stomping ground, helping his team here. Can they see it home? We'll have the 4th quarter right after this break. Welcome back to Cheshire, where Larry Austin is back in town, but he's breaking a few hearts here because the Phoenix are trailing his Newcastle Eagles by 14. They're going to need a big fourth quarter, the home side, if they're going to pull off the come-from-behind win here today. Christian along the baseline, and that's an offensive foul. Delpesh getting squared up in time to take the charge.
Really good job by Delpesh. Came across quickly for the help defense and got his feet set for that charge.
That is not the way that you want to start the quarter if you're trying to get the game back into reach. Ben Thomas substituting Christian out after that as well. Here's McGill, who's done most of the damage as far as Newcastle is concerned. He's not a million miles away from a triple-double himself. Both he and Rideau. I don't think they'll get there, but it's in sight. That shot won't count. And just about everything else he's thrown up has. Well, Aaron Rye, quite often, this is the point in the game where he starts to direct the traffic for Cheshire Phoenix. We've seen it so many times this year. Start of the full. Wolf is there. Great steal from Wolf. He'll run it back and he'll jam it in. And there's none more popular around here than David Wolf.
Yeah, we talked about how hard he works. He is doing overtime right now, and this is exactly what they need. They've got enough time to make a run.
Few stops are needed. There is one as it's thrown away. Newcastle back-to-back turnovers. Stevens now playing point guard. Round the screen from Ulf, out to Holden. He backs away. Shot clock down to 6. Jack off the glass, tough finish.
Clock running down, Dan, but had his eyes locked on that backboard. Might be Sunday, but the bank is open.
McGill under a little pressure right at the halfway line, does well. Jump stops, but the ball's not loose. Is it another turnover? It's going to be a hell ball.
And he'll go back
to the Newcastle Eagles.
Yep.
After Cheshire had the opening possession of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, look, see, his eyes are up, locked in.
It's an old-fashioned traditional bank shot as well. Remember when I was a kid, that was the thing, up off the corner of the little box. You don't see guys shooting. Normally when it's a bank, they don't mean it.
Yeah, but
nowadays.
high percentage.
It is a high.
More of a chance.
Foul called, I think it's on Rye. 21, the number, just grabbing around the screen.
And that's what Aaron Rye is saying. Hey, referee, he's holding me.
McGill backs out for 3, not this time. Long rebound, though, will come all the way out to Defoe. 3 guys on Cheshire's team on 3. Just have to watch themselves for the next few minutes. Here's Austin to the rim. Again, the offensive glass. This time it's Ward Hibbert doing the damage.
Big. Love that for Josh. Just hit the glass, took his time. Newcastle still doing
Just
business.
Whitfield at the other end, although he got a couple of early ones. We haven't seen much as him, but Maceo Jack definitely, since that timeout, has definitely upped his production.
Yeah.
Oof. Christian's gone down hard. He looks in a lot of pain, and that's laid in, and Ben Thomas is livid that his player is on the ground. An injured player doesn't stop the game if the other team's got the ball, but they wanted a foul called.
Let's have a look.
It's a big screen from Defoe. And you will feel about it. He doesn't look too happy. in all of that, there's
He's up.
yeah, it's got the crowd up, but there was also a technical foul called. Not sure if it was Ben or the bench, but it has gone against Ben Thomas. So it's a free throw for Johnson, which he makes. And that's, well, there's nothing gets a crowd more riled than when a foul goes against them and then a technical foul.
True. No, but I was just saying, Cam Holden, happy to see him after getting, that was a big brick wall he just ran into.
Well, the last action before that was obviously the score, so it's a Cheshire ball from the end line as we restart things. Holden out to Stevens. Tough shot off the mark. Ward Hibbett does well to fight under pressure for that rebound. Johnson gets it to Defoe. That's an incredible pass. He gives the old glasses there, so I can see everything.
Yeah, he saw Defoe coming down the lane. Just took his time. This Newcastle team are playing excellent.
EJ Stevens to the rim. And the one thing you would say is it's hard to see how Newcastle give it away from here. Cheshire can have a run, but Newcastle seem so comfortable and so in their own game that you've got to try and disrupt them in some way, and Cheshire haven't been able to do that all game.
Yeah, they're definitely in the zone, aren't they? And multiple players playing very well. Could have been a foul there.
Well, Johnson thought it was a foul as well, which is why he threw it up. Stevens, well, that was a shot, I think, but it ended up to Shagwar. And some ironic cheers from the home fans as Newcastle get called for their first foul of the fourth quarter.
There's still a lot of time left.
There is a lot of time, and 12 points is more than make-upable, particularly with a team with the spurt ability of Cheshire. But Newcastle have 83 points, and there's still 6 minutes to go. You've got to find some way of slowing them down, and they haven't, to this point, managed to do that for anything like an extended period.
Yeah, well, they've got to make their free throws, especially when the clock is stopped. You've got to add those points on board, but really it's Ricky McGill, 25 points in those first 3 quarters, done his damage early.
Oh, he's missed both free throws. That's not helping the cause. Is John, oh my goodness, Maceo Jack wiping out that shot.
Big from Maceo Jack. He has answered Ben Thomas's call.
He's an incredible shot blocker because he gets up so quickly for a guard.
Yeah.
He's got the springs. McGill, eyes on the clock as much as anything else here. Gets to the elbow and rattles in 2 more. 27 points now for Ricky McGill.
And he just knows how to score, doesn't he? Walking bucket.
Well, slightly out of control, Shagwar, but he gets a fortunate bounce and blows the layup. Well, that wasn't cover himself in glory there. Maybe they shouldn't let me pick one to watch before the game. Get it back to you, Azania.
I will do next time.
Here's Johnson, top of the key. And he's got a chance for a bonus free throw.
Nice little turnaround screen from Defoe. And then just got that step back, created separation, and the foul. Well done, that man. JJ's going to the free throw line.
Well, Shagwar takes a seat. Looks a little frustrated with himself. Cheshire, as Coach Thomas said in his earlier timeout, haven't quite been where we've seen them all year. I mean, to my mind, to this point, they have looked like the second best team behind London. I thought even in the game against London on Friday, they looked right at that level, but it's one thing to do it in November, and that you've got to keep that going all the way through the season. And well, this will be, unless they can turn this round, a disappointing weekend for them with potentially 2 losses, which, when you bear in mind they only had 5 in the first 17 games.
Well, I think also it's so difficult, right, to play pretty much, you know, back to back. They played Friday with 24 hours break in between, and having to travel down to London, then come back home. And you know, it's tough. It's tough on the body, it's tough on the mind, especially when they probably think, hey, we blew that lead, and we let London, score 37 points in the 4th quarter. And you have to have a short-term memory when you've got a game in a few days later, 2 days later.
It's the old cliche, on to the next one.
Yeah.
3 of 10, missed 7 free throws, Cheshire. And when you're down as big as they are, you cannot afford to do that.
Seen Aaron Rye come into his 4th.
Yeah, he's not really taken the game over as he tends to do at this stage. And he's thrown the ball away. And this is really melting away as far as Cheshire are concerned. Well, there's Rideau doing what he does well. Another steal. Rye for 3. And Green can't quite keep that in play, but Newcastle Eagles are 4.5 minutes away here from a much-needed victory. Can Ben Thomas and the Knicks find something to rally? Well, there's a timeout call. We'll find out after this break. Well, Ricky McGill has been putting on a show once again for the Newcastle Eagles. He had a 41 index against Surrey earlier this season, which is the best of anybody this year, and he's into the 30s here. Darius Defoe with the rebound. It's stolen away again by Rideau. Ward Hibbert with the foul. Rideau, that was his 4th steal of the game. You can see why he's led the league in steals. He had 2 early, and then he's had 2 quick here. It's like the old London bus coming.
Beep, beep.
Yeah, one after the other. There's Rye along the baseline, trying to bully his way to the basket, and able to do that. Takes the foul as well.
That's a good drive against Defoe. Look at this. Hard dribble. Attacks Defoe's foot and takes the hit. There's his neuroscience degree working. But this is what I wanted to talk about earlier. He said how he uses the neuroscience degree is how we like to learn, how we use our motor skills and develop. and how we adapt to different situations.
And how we get offensive rebounds and points back for the team as well to cut it to 14, 15 even.
Who would have thought?
Well, sport is played in the mind, isn't
Yes,
it?
it sure
So, and knowing more about the mind, it's got to be a plus. Here is McGill. Well, he turned down 2 points there because he wanted to get Defoe an opportunity. Maybe he knows he's 3 assists and 5 rebounds away from a triple-double. Ben Thomas, it all went quiet, and Ben Thomas said something very loudly towards the officials, which was enjoyed by the home fans, shall we say. 3 seconds on the shot clock here for Newcastle to work with. McGill lobs it back to Defoe. McGill sees the clock, heaves it up, and that'll be a 24-second violation as it didn't hit the rim.
Austin Jr. saying it might have grazed it, but it didn't.
.340 to go. Rye slows it down again and tosses it in for 2.
It's like he stops time, doesn't he? He just stops on the dime.
He seems to move at a different speed. And Skylar White with a big, that's our ball, ref. And the referee agrees with him.
Yeah, locked in. Shaw kind of tiptoes. Good hands, and then hits it off of his stomach. Well needed. Still just enough time.
Yeah, just to score here. I was thinking just get it back to his Rideau, to the finger roll. They can just get it to single figures here with less than 3 to go by the time they get the ball back.
Yeah, Mark's seen enough.
Yeah, Mark Stukel is going to call a timeout here. And it's not out of reach. You would still say heavy favourites, the Newcastle Eagles from here. But they're just about hanging on. Rideau using his body well.
Well, we saw a game earlier today. We thought London Lions were going to take an L with Manchester Giants, but Jordan Taylor. I've got them all mixed up today, haven't I? A lot of basketball has been played. Jordan Taylor hits the 3 to take them into overtime, and they win in overtime. And here come Phoenix. Lovely stop on the dime. I really like Aaron Rye. Quite an unorthodox player. He talks about, you know, he was a football player at first, loved to play football and didn't really see himself as a basketball player, but then he just suddenly grew really tall. And his mother said, hey, you should play basketball. And he hasn't looked back since.
Well, football's loss has definitely been basketball's gain. And the Newcastle Eagles trying to see this one over the line. From up 11 with 3 to go. They really ought to see it out, but you never know. This is why the games are 40 minutes long, and we talked at the top of the show about how thin they are on the bench with the injury situations that they've got. Whitfield's been in foul trouble, so he's not played very minutes, so it's a lot of minutes on everybody else. McGill's played 34 minutes to this point. But he'll go and play 45 if you want. He's shooting the way he's shooting the ball. He's extend the game to 50. I don't care.
Yep. And that's for his 30th point.
Rideau replies, but they can't go basket for basket. They've got to get stops. McGill, by the way, 6 3-pointers in his 30-point tally. Ooh, he's right by the halfway line. Awkward spot to be. He's going for number 7.
Heat check.
It was a heat check there.
Yeah.
Rye back to White. Flushed off the 3-point line. Takes a difficult 2 instead. And that will stay with the Phoenix.
I would like Skylar White just to step into that rhythm shot instead of going into his jump shot. I think he's such a better shooter like that.
Well, he's 4 of 8 from 3-point range, and he's 0 for 4 from 2-point range.
cry out, let's go Phoenix, come on. Last push here.
Maceo Jack misses the 3. Foul called on the rebound. And Quincy Rideau cannot quite believe it's gone against him. I can, though, watching that replay. And it'll be the long walk down court because they're over the limit, and once the ball's up in the air, nobody has possession, and therefore it can be free throws.
Wow, they're over the limit, yep. 5 team fouls. So from now on, both teams.
We haven't seen a lot of Whitfield today because of the foul trouble that he's been in, but he would become the 6th Newcastle player into double figures if this goes in, and he is. Well, that was Rideau's 4th foul, not that it matters here with 2 minutes to go, and an offensive foul goes against Aaron Wright. And he's not convinced, but he'll just have to walk back and play some defense.
Oh, good job by Taj Green. Look, moves his feet and takes the hit.
Yeah, it's a good stand.
Yeah, wonderful. White is not happy with that, but I think smart play. Just going to wipe the floor up from Taj Green's perspiration from the charge.
Here's McGill. McGill right down the lane, rearranges that, make that 32 now for McGill, but you've got 13, 13, 12. You've also got a 10 and an 11 as well.
Here's Jack. Yeah.
But there's running out of time. That's the only problem, is they can't keep giving Newcastle up 97 points. They just haven't had any stops, really, Cheshire. Stevens going to send Larry Austin to the free throw line. Well, a frustrating weekend for Ben Thomas and the Cheshire Phoenix. I feel like they let one go on Friday, given the position they were in at the start of the 4th quarter. But today they haven't really been at the races, have they? They've been chasing this one all the way through. Newcastle have really looked pretty comfortable, haven't they, all the way since they took the lead in the 1st quarter.
Yep, and everyone who's played, you know, they've only got
8 players.
8 players. Everyone's scored, everyone's contributed, everyone's played hard on the defensive end, stuck to their scout.
There's another offensive foul for the Cheshire Phoenix. Well, we were talking about it, how close it is to Christmas, and not sure these 3 officials will be getting many cards from Ellesmere Port area to this season, because they've this holiday season, because they've felt like they've not really got much going their way. Rideau is fouled out of the game, and he leaves with 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals.
Yeah, it's tough. Have you done your Christmas shopping? Because Jeanette at the top.
Jeanette,
it's
unbelievable. I bought everybody in my family, well, my wife bought her own present, but I bought the kids' presents. Not yet, still. I am normally a last-minute merchant, to be fair. So she's in principle got me right, but just not accurate this year.
Fair. Well, time's starting to run out.
Yeah, you can see it on the faces of the Cheshire Phoenix players that they realise this one is gone.
Yeah.
With 90 seconds to go.
Looking like a bunch of sad puppies too. Hands on hips, and head is down, and it's just been an overwhelming effort and energy from Newcastle Eagles. They've played incredible from this man here, McGill. He just started off very, very well, and he's put the 100th point on the board. You know what that means?
It means are you making banana bread again? Is
No
that
more.
what that is? Well, a timeout call by Coach Ben Thomas. There's 90 seconds left, Azania. There's a 17-point cushion for Newcastle Eagles. Are you going to surprise us with your player of the game?
It is Ricky McGill. There he is, just sneaking behind there. Wonderful, 32 points.
34. He got those 2 free throws as well.
Me, that's correct. Those free throws, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. He's been incredible, shooting 55% from the floor. Done it all, really in his bag of tricks. Shooting the mid-range, the pull-up, the drives, the long three-pointer. There it was, sky high, and it's just really pushed Newcastle Eagles to the finish line. Incredible night for him.
Well,
what's his index today?
Well, it's 35, I think it is. 37, in fact, after that.
Pushing for
he and Matt Morgan are battling it out for most 30-point games this season. Matt Morgan had 3, unless did he get 30 earlier? I didn't check the stats on that. But this is Ricky McGill's 4th 30-point game of the season. Those two that clear away the most in terms of 30 points. Matt Morgan did have, so they both got, they're keeping next to that. 31 points for Matt Morgan earlier. They both got 4 30-point games this season. So Ricky's going to go and say, I'm going to add some more to mine here. He goes back out to Green. Here's Austin. Austin taking it to the rim. I thought for a second he was going to try and go over Skylar White there. He had an unbelievable play in the trophy semi-final here a couple of years ago. He just went head down and absolutely mashed it on top of, I forget who it was a Caledonia player, but it was an unbelievable dunk. There was a great video angle of it from the baseline, and his reaction, I just thought he was trying to tee something like that up. And
why are you celebrating down here doing all this shit and your man's fucking up there?
Ben Thomas very unhappy with his
this is not losing because we're not fucking being
bad
serious.
language.
He's
upset, but he's making a wonderful point here. He's saying, Maceo Jack, why are you celebrating when you've got to get your butt back down on the defensive end? When you take that moment to be happy, hey, here comes Newcastle running it right down the other end.
Apologies again for the choice words there from Ben Thomas. Well, coming up this Friday on Sky Sports, Sheffield Sharks and Bristol Flyers. They went to overtime in a wild game at the Wise a couple of weeks ago. So we'll be hoping for a little more of that. Sky Sports 7:30 for that one. Well, you can see it's boiling inside there, Ben
he's fuming,
Thomas,
isn't he? He's got a little sweat on the forehead and probably needs, thanks for zooming in. He's upset, and he has every right to, because his team hasn't stepped up today. He spoke about, you know, where have they been mentally? It's not good enough.
Well, there hasn't really been a response. So they get behind 16 early on. There have been a couple of little spells where they got a little bit of rhythm, but they haven't consistently come up with stops. And the reality is, if you give up 100 points at home, 90% of the time, 99% of the time, you're going to lose.
Yeah, very, very true. But also, who do you stop? You know, obviously I've picked this man here.
Zero would be my first choice of the guy to stop.
Yes, but I'm saying Austin Jr. goes for 15. You know, Wetzel goes for 10. Defoe has 4. Taj Green has 12. Josh Ward-Hibbert, 13 apiece. And JJ also. So wonderful full round, considering, you know, they've only got 5 and then the 3 on the bench. They're man down. They've stepped up, Newcastle. I know Coach Mark Stewart's going to be very happy with his team.
Well, yeah, particularly you consider they were on the road this week in Europe. I'm just trying to remember where they were. They were in Romania, weren't they? They were playing Voluntari, and they would have come in frustrated with that game, because 4 or 5 minutes ago that was a tied ball game. They ended up losing by 8 points. So you're looking for a reaction from your team, and this has been the perfect reaction for him.
Yeah, I think fantastic. I think a wonderful job. But he's such a good coach for me. I really think he stays calm. He listens. Look, here he is talking to Joshua Hibbett, taking advice, what they're going to do, what they're going to get. I really enjoy his style of coaching, and I think these guys have really, you know, bought in. They are standing. It'll be interesting to see the standards after the table, after this game, because they were sitting in 6th. There's a lot of movement now happening.
Well, there's a lot of teams that are in and around. I always look at the losses rather than the wins.
Yeah.
That are in around sort of 8, 9, 10 losses. And it doesn't take much to then suddenly move yourself right back up once you string a few together. They're still playing hard and still trying to finish this out right, and they've got the foul which has sent them over the limit. Cheshire won the previous meeting by these two teams by 7 points, and obviously this will make it 1-1 on the series. And of course you play 4 times in the season, so the season series is the tiebreaker should teams finish level on points at the end of the season. And if the series is 2-2, points difference comes into play in those games, so Newcastle will want to win this game by as many as they can to take a lead in that points difference. And Skylar White called for the illegal screen.
Doesn't help. This last minute is gonna drag.
Well, they're just, I think, in frustration mode now.
And again, discipline though.
I'm not sure that makes sense, committing that foul, because you're down too many to get back, and you're just hurting the points difference now. But that could just be a frustration, I want to get out of this game foul. And he sits down having fouled out. Just gives Ricky McGill a chance to add to his tally.
Yeah, add to his index as well. Could this be another 40 index? Yeah, he's at 39.
Well, 36 points is the most for anybody this season. And the Geordies in town have been treated royally to a very good performance from Ricky McGill. Well, there's another foul. Technical. It's Skylar White who's been called for a technical foul. He's obviously said something not to the referee's liking, and Ricky McGill, who has the highest index of the season, he's got the second highest index of the season, he's got the highest points tally of the season today. That's point number 38. And that'll take him to 41 on the index as well, so that'll level up that. Well, Skylar White, frustration has cost them another point. They might end up losing this one by 20. But for a game that's this far apart, it's taken a long time to get to the conclusion, isn't it?
Yeah. We had the kettle on, but they're calling all these fouls.
Here's Jack for 3, misses everything right. Goes up and down, does he? Yeah, traveling violation is the call. And that will ingratiate the referees to the Cheshire fans a little bit more. Austin. Well, they've taken 2 bites at him, and the third one is called for a foul. I'm not quite sure what they're doing here, because all they're doing is increasing the margin that they lose by, which might, I mean, it might mean nothing at the end of the season.
No, but we have seen the last couple of seasons,
Yeah,
we've seen games come right down to the last game of the season to make it the playoff run. And but I just think it's all gone wrong here in Phoenix for Cheshire, sorry.
Well, Larry Austin trying to take it back to 20. And Gary Stranick and Mark Stoutel will be very pleased with how their team have played. They've played really well. The reality is you can't score 108, maybe 109 points without playing well. And they certainly have. And we've talked a lot about Ricky McGill, and obviously he's got 39 points. We would, but as you pointed out earlier, there's a lot of other guys who've contributed to this, and surely they'll just let them dribble it out now. Well, Taj Green isn't dribbling anything out. He's getting another highlight with the throwdown.
He's putting the cherry on top. Dan, wonderful dunk from him. Some people might not like it.
Well, I think they'll dribble this one out, surely, with 8.6 seconds to go. Well, maybe not. I think they've said go for it. Whitfield is going to go for it. No, he's not. He's going to give it to Green, who gets it off in time. Will that count? Yes, it will. Basket is good on the buzzer from Taj Green. The Geordie fans on their feet. And they've run it up here in the last couple of plays. And they've turned what was basically a 10-point game for most of it into a 22-point round.
Yeah, in a flash. That minute took forever to go, as there was lots of fouls, lots of free throws, but there he is. Coach Mark Stoutel will be very happy with his team, wonderfully coached. These two coaches are very good in my eyes, but there you go, there's the cherry on top. Sunday fun day. Thank you, Taj Green.
Well, that was, as you say, the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. And Taj Green adding to his personal tally, but this one was definitely led by Ricky McGill with the highest scoring total of the season, 39 points for him. And Gary's trying to just in the way. Move out of the way there, Gary. There we go. There's our player of the game, Ricky McGill. Tremendous performance for him. Let's take a look at the overall numbers in this ball game, Zania, and the biggest difference is the free throw line. 3 of 11 versus 25 of 28. They made the same number of twos, the same number of threes. The 22-point difference was on the foul line.
And then they also won the rebounding game, 54 rebounds total to Phoenix's 48. Same steals, but then the turnovers, 20 turnovers for Cheshire, way too many, and Newcastle, punished them every single time. This was a well-rounded game from Newcastle Eagles.
Well, a good victory for the Newcastle Eagles. A reminder of all of the results in the British Basketball League this week. Manchester starting us off on Thursday with victory. London and Leicester claiming wins on Friday, and then today Caledonia on the road beating Surrey. London surviving against Manchester, needing to come from behind in the last minute to win that one in overtime. And Newcastle win going away, 113 points to beat the Cheshire Phoenix. So that moves Newcastle up to 5th now. Cheshire, their 7th defeat of the season, but a lot of games still to be played. And there's quite a tight battle in the middle of those playoff places.
Yeah, I think, this is an interesting part of the season where, we're seeing teams drop. Phoenix lose 2 in a row this weekend, a tough weekend for them. But for me, it's an exciting part of the season.
Well, it certainly is. Well, thank you very much for joining us. For Zania Stewart, I'm Daniel Routledge. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.
Good night.